Until very recently, the GT class was relatively easy to understand because there were sporting GTs like the Aston DBS and the Ferrari 599, and then there were luxury, comfortable GTs like the Bentley Continental here. But Bentley's gone and blurred the lines a bit recently with the new Bentley Continental Supersports. 621 horsepower, 590 foot-pounds of torque, the fastest Bentley ever made. So what's the best way to approach the GT subject? Do you take what was a heavy, quite cumbersome GT coupe like the Continental, strip some weight out of it, add some more power and some athleticism? Or do you take a normal sports car, something quite athletic already, and try and make it more comfortable and more usable over long distances? I don't think we're going to come to any absolute answers here, but this is a great place to explore the subject. This £230,000 Giallo Fly, that's yellow in modernese, Ferrari 599 GTB is fitted with the Handling GTE kit, HGTE. It's quite a piece of kit, but listen to it start. That's an expensive, gorgeous noise. That throttle is quite firm, it requires a push, and the revs just yelp at you. There's a red line in front of me of 8,500 RPM and I've got a runway ahead of me, but sadly I've got to talk to you, so I can't go too fast just yet. Let's have a think about the 599. Will the 599 be remembered as one of Ferrari's great cars? I think it will, but I don't think it will with this Handling GTE pack on it. We've got lower, firmer suspension and we've got a faster steering rack, and for me that actually detracts from the experience because this is supposed to be a GT car. It's a very sporting GT car. It's one that'll do well over 200 miles an hour. It's got 611 horsepower and it feels like every single one is with me here today because in fourth gear, even with the traction control on, you've got to watch yourself in the wet. But the 599 loses out in the comfort and noise stakes, and just because it's so flipping nervous on slightly damp roads. I know that's the time of year, and discussing this with my colleague Mr. Meaden, we both agreed that what the 599 wants is some really nice, dry, slightly warm, modernese tarmac and a set of P0 Corsas, because at the moment we're on the normal P0 tyre here because of the weather. But get a load of this. 4,250 RPM. And that's 120. It's the fastest of the bunch by quite some margin, but it demands much more of the driver, not always in the best way though. It's great to know that you've got to control this thing and you've got to put some input in, but at times when you want it to relax and play the GT role, the 599 HGTE is just asking too much of you. It never wants to fully relax, it sniffs out cambers, which is odd because there's a bit of a mismatch going on. The controls are really immediate, the throttle's really sensitive, difficult to modulate at a cruise, and the steering's so fast, really, really quick. But the ride's actually not too bad. So you've got a car that's actually quite soft in its initial response, doesn't feel too bad, but doesn't ride that well, but also sniffs out all the cambery, nasty crown changes we have in the UK. So it's a bit confusing. It's a mighty, mighty fast thing though. Watch how quickly I've got to get the lock on and off. Bringing it back in a straight line is so difficult because the throttle's so sensitive. You felt that jag there? Well, a better man than me, I'm sure, could do it, but I am finding it difficult to bring it back into a straight line. We'll have another go here. Goes in all right, but when it comes back, oh, it's sharp. It does feel pretty special to just bend a 230 grand Ferrari out of shape, but it's bringing it back into line that's the key in the 599. You've got this very sharp throttle and this very, very quick steering wrap. So it's finally judging that moment to bring it back from the oversteer into the straight line again. Let's try it through here. This is a bit quicker, this one. This is third gear. So we put him in, and we've got to be quite quick on the steering, but getting him back in a straight line, oh, not a bad effort, but you saw from the camera a bit of a jolt. This is sort of S-level skids, I reckon. It's quite difficult. I do enjoy this thing. I do enjoy it. I think it's really interesting to come onto the track with it. It's for the last day, we've done about 800 miles through North Wales on British roads, and it has felt really inhibited. It's felt like it's been shoved into an environment that it just didn't enjoy. But here now, give it some space. God, it's an incredible car. It's just so exciting. It's so raw. It's physical. I wonder if the 599 isn't a GT car at all. It's just a great big near 1700 kilogram sports car that happens to be quite usable over long distances.